Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Sheen. I am an Oxford and Cambridge graduate, currently working as a consultant in Dubai. Today, I want to talk to you about revenge bedtime procrastination, something I am definitely guilty of. So what is revenge bedtime procrastination? Bedtime procrastination is a term that was coined in around 2014 in the Netherlands in a study. The term revenge was then added much later in China to the term bedtime procrastination to describe people who usually have really long working hours, up to 12 hours a day, and therefore they stay up way past their bedtime as a way of regaining control of their time, which they felt that they didn't have during the day. Revenge bedtime procrastination is this phenomenon around the world that a lot of people are basically victim to. It's basically where we put off going to bed even though we know that it's bedtime, even though we know we're tired, even though we know that tomorrow morning we're going to wake up really sleep deprived. And this is done because we feel like during the day we had no control of our time. And this is a way of now deciding that this is my time for leisure and entertainment. Some people binge watch their favorite TV show on Netflix. Some people just scroll through Instagram on their phone. Some people will do online shopping. But it's different things that all come under the umbrella of doing something that I enjoy doing and I am doing by choice. Even though we think that this is an expression of personal freedom, which wasn't there during the day, it is actually a failure of self-regulation. There is also this kind of like lingering feeling that the sooner we go to bed, the sooner we sleep, the sooner tomorrow will arrive, and then we have to get back to work, which is something we're trying to avoid doing. This term, revenge bedtime procrastination, went viral after the journalist Daphne Lee tweeted about it. And since then, we have all either heard bits of it or we've experienced it. And today I want to talk to you about 3 signs as to how to recognize if you are actually doing this revenge bedtime procrastination and how to deal with it in a very easy and simple manner. Revenge bedtime procrastination is very common amongst people who work really high stress jobs, people who work really long hours, and even young parents who have to deal with unusual timing of having a baby or a toddler. There are 3 signs to identify whether it is revenge bedtime procrastination or just other factors that are coming into play, other types of procrastination, or even just, insomnia. The first one is that per night, you are choosing to decrease the amount of time that you have to sleep. And secondly, the going to bed later is not linked to external factors like the environment or the fact that you're sick or you literally can't sleep. And I think the third most common one, which is very clear, is that you are fully aware of the consequences of sleeping later and reducing the amount of sleep that you will get, and you're still choosing to do it. And revenge bedtime procrastination is actually composed of 2 parts. You can either delay going to bed, or once you're in bed, you will delay going to sleep by doing other things while you're in bed, like being on your phone or on your laptop. And that both of these are different types of revenge bedtime procrastination. And the outcome of this is that we will sleep later. But if you are working every day, same hours, you will end up waking up early again to go to work. Therefore, the outcome is that you are sleeping fewer hours every night. And this leads to sleep deprivation. Without enough hours of sleep, the mind and the body do not have enough time to rest. Therefore, they cannot function to the best of their abilities. And this can have a widespread range of negative effects on our health. Insufficient sleep really affects our memory, our thinking, and our decision-making process. Furthermore, it raises the risk of us feeling sleepy during the day and therefore really affecting our productivity levels and our efficiency. A lack of sleep is also associated with irritability and, swings in your moods and being unhappy, feeling constantly annoyed by things. And it also has been shown to be closely related to mental health disorders such as anxiety. So we find it really hard to regulate our emotions when we are sleep deprived. A lack of sleep also directly affects our physical health. It has been linked to cardiovascular diseases. If we keep pushing with revenge bedtime procrastination over a very long period of time, these impacts on our health can really accumulate and lead to a bigger problem. Therefore, how do we get away from this? I had to do a lot of research about this because I cannot understand how I am so tired. I really want to sleep, but I do not sleep. I refuse to go to bed. And therefore, I've been looking for solutions for this, and I have found a few that I hope will be helpful for you as well. I think that they have really helped me, and I hope they will help you. The first one is to have really good sleep habits. What I mean by this is, first of all, we need to remember to prioritize sleep. Is going through this mental reminder that why is sleep important? All the things we just covered. What are the bad effects of, not sleeping well, having a lack of sleep? What does this lead to? And also remembering that when I have a good night of sleep, the next day I have a great day, I have full energy, and my day goes really well. And I can wake up easily in the morning as compared to having to pull me out of bed. So just remembering, why do we need good sleep, first of all, and changing that narrative and that relationship that we have with sleep. And in a more practical way, we need to have consistent bedtime and wake time. I.e. during the week, when you are working every day, for me, myself, I finish quite late every day, but I know that around midnight, I will be in bed asleep. And therefore, it needs to be that every day, midnight is my bedtime. There is no excuses as to why I should not be asleep at 12, unless I am out, unless there is some sort of external factor that is stopping me from sleeping. But if I am on my own and I am ready to sleep, instead of doing any random things, I should be asleep by midnight. And I also put the same alarm clock every day at 8 a.m. in order to wake up every weekday at 8 a.m. And that's the time I need to wake up. And now it's become a pattern, right? I get sleepy around midnight, and every day I wake up at 8 a.m., sometimes even during the weekend when I don't want to be up at 8 a.m. But at least it's helping with me having a consistent sleep pattern. And of course, no caffeine in the afternoon or in the evening. For me, if I have any sort of caffeine after 4 p.m., even if it's green tea or normal tea, I will not be able to sleep. So I have noticed this about myself, and I avoid all sorts of caffeine, even Coke. I don't drink it after 4 p.m. because it's got some sort of caffeine in it. So just avoid all sorts of caffeine so that you're sure that your brain will be, winding down and not all wired by the time that you are meant to be asleep. And make sleeping a very comfortable environment for yourself, right? So there are a few things a lot of people try. You can make sure that the room temperature is what you like. I know that the optimal temperature, I think, is about 19.5 degrees, but some people might find that too cold. Find your perfect temperature where you like to fall asleep. And mine is around 21 degrees Celsius. So I put my thermostat to that temperature. I have really nice bed sheets that I find really soft and I really like a lot. I have some lavender scents going around. There's a lot of those humidifiers with scents and stuff. Now you can have those around. Make sure the humidity is to your level that you want, the scent is to the level that you want, and lavender puts you to sleep. Apparently it's relaxing. So having the scents that you want there. And I know that some people also like some sort of white noise in the background. There are white noise machines now that you can put on, like the sound of rain, the sound of animals, the sound of water, all of these things, whatever you think works best for you. But it's creating these environments that satisfy all of your senses so that you can start to wind down and start getting into that mood of relaxation and falling asleep. The second thing is assess your schedule. The reason we are doing revenge bedtime procrastination is because we do not like how busy we are during the day and how little control we have. So now go through the tasks that you do. Is there something that you do have control over that you can eliminate or reduce or make less frequent in your calendar over the week, so you free out time during the day, so that even during the day you feel like you have some time to do things that you want to do, and therefore you are in control, so that by the time it is bedtime, you don't feel the need to, take revenge. And another thing to do is which is something I have mentioned before, is to make sure you prioritize alone time. Me time is very, very important. And once you have decided that, I don't know, let's say Friday 1 to 2 p.m. I have a slot and I want this to be me time, block it on your calendar just like you would with a meeting with someone else. Make sure that you are blocking time for yourself, that no one else can, take over, and that you respect it just like you would respect a meeting with someone else. And this will then lead to the fact that, you are now feeling more in control, and during that alone time, you can decide to do whatever you want to do so that you don't feel the need to do it at night when you are meant to be asleep. Thirdly, it's your nighttime routine. Firstly, you need to bring down your nighttime routine 1 hour earlier. So I had the bad habit of only going to do my, skin nighttime routine and brushing my teeth just before going to bed. And that meant that after all of that, now I am in bed really wide awake and trying to fall asleep. and therefore I go back on my phone, right? Which we all do. So the solution to that is to start your bedtime routine 1 hour before you're meant to go to bed. So for example, me, I go to bed around midnight. So around 11, I put an alarm on my phone every day at 11, bedtime reminder, and it has a little ding, ding, ding. It's like, that was such a bad representation of that. And it plays that little lullaby as a bedtime reminder. And once my alarm sounds that it is now 1 hour before bed, I start doing all of this stuff, you know, washing my face, have a shower, do my skincare routine, brush my teeth, and get ready for bed, get into my pajamas. And then you are now getting ready for bed 1 hour before you're actually going to bed. And now you can do things that will relax you. And some people find meditation helpful, some people find yoga helpful. There are some, you know, relaxing yoga stretches that you can do just before going to bed. And some people find journaling helpful. That's when you put all your thoughts away in writing before going to bed. What I found the most useful is reading a book. So that's my time to actually read, and that helps me really wind down before going to bed, because it's helping you completely switch off from the day, and it's kind of calming, and it is creating this routine now every night that as soon as you start doing this, your brain is aware that it is now time to wind down and we're about to sleep. So it's really just brain training. So now that we've calmed our body and calmed our mind, the last thing is, I think we've heard this many times, just get off your devices, right? And I think that we're all guilty of this. We all want to look at screens. We're all scrolling madly through our phones or just watching a screen where Netflix is playing either on the laptop or the TV. And I have this bad habit as well. I used to just fall asleep to Netflix playing on my laptop until my laptop runs out of battery, and it does on its own while I fall asleep. So this was a really bad idea, because I can still hear it, and it is keeping a part of my brain still active. And of course, we all know that the light from screens is keeping your brain active and your eyes are getting more active. And I know you can turn off the blue lights or whatever. I'm not sure how that works, but this is not it, right? You need to switch off, not just because of the light and the screen, but also because our brain is active when we are looking at different things, reading different things, and all these emotions are flashing past. So that's why get off your devices. That's the best advice possible. I hope this was helpful in any way. Let me know how you combat revenge bedtime procrastination. But my advice is to understand what it means and why we are doing this. And once it's clear that, okay, this is me just trying to take back control and failing at self-regulation, the best way to then tackle this is to either tackle the day to make sure that the day feels less of a burden and less of something that we don't have control over, and instead to make our day more tailored to what we want to do. And if you don't have that much control over your day, then just try to make your bedtime routine better and create those systems for yourself so that, you know, sleep becomes a big priority in your life, and we learn how to calm our mind and our body so that we can have a good night's sleep. I hope this was helpful once again, and thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.